The Visual Arts Center of Richmond's 53rd Annual Craft and Design Show opens today, and each year they select an artist to feature. This year, it's North Carolina-based jewelry maker Tara Locklear, and she is here with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're wearing beautiful jewelry. You
Thanks.
brought beautiful jewelry. How did you get started making jewelry?
I actually attended the University of East Carolina in Greenville, North Carolina, where I studied and found jewelry on accident, so to speak, as taking an elective when I was going back to school after my corporate life.
And you use unusual materials. You're best known, I was reading your website yesterday, for using these skateboards for a particular project called Pop Rocks.
Correct. So my current collection that I'm working on in my studio is called the Pop Rocks collection, and it actually is reminiscent of the 80s and the candy Pop Rocks. You know, it's all about color and like the pop and like that feel and that attitude, and also having something different. And so my material actually is a relationship to my community and how I kind of rediscovered myself after my corporate life through my skateboarding community and kind of bringing me back to my roots.
That's wonderful. And you were telling me how the body really fits into how you make your jewelry.
Yeah. So jewelry for me is a true passion because I love articulating things on the body, because I feel everybody's body is different. Everything lays different on the body. I feel like wearing comfortable jewelry is like the key thing I want to do, because I don't want it just to sit in a box.
Right.
I want people to wear it.
And you want to feel it and enjoy it when you're wearing it.
Become a part of who you are. I think jewelry identifies exactly who people want to be or who they like in themselves.
Right. Let's talk about some of the pieces that you brought. Now, this is a signature piece that is featured.
Right, so at the Craft and Design this weekend, the featured item that's on the program is a key piece that I designed specifically for the show in an edition of 5. And so this is number 3. And the reason they're a little different, this is called a gem Collett, very reminiscent of the 18th century Collettes that were worn by all the ladies of the time. And it's actually reversible, so you can wear either side that you like. And then also it has a material in the top called Durat. This, you can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
very smooth.
Yeah, it's post-consumer plastic and an eco-friendly resin. So it's actually a countertop material from Finland. Oh. And I was in a design show, so I got introduced to it. And I thought it really had a great relationship to the recycled skateboards.
I was going to say, and that's kind of what you do, is you use materials that you wouldn't necessarily think of as making jewelry.
Yeah. So I really love to like wander every day looking at how things like to live. And then I always think of jewelry automatically and how it will look as jewelry. So I feel like it's almost kind of like my father. He was a machinist and did a lot of like technical research, and I love to do that. So then I'm like, okay, it likes to live like this, but I'm gonna make it do this. And then that's kind of how the process starts.
Right, and you're an artist by trade.
Correct.
And then, so you design on paper, and then you pick your materials, and then you kind of go from there.
Yeah, so everything starts in my sketchbook, where everything gets like out of the brain, and I can actually like get my ideas down. And then it goes to a drafting process. So I go in and I'll draft everything to scale to see how it's gonna actually lie, how many parts do I need, and then I take the measurements of the findings, the things that make the jewelry come together, the metal part, because I did study metal fabrication, so it's all hand fabricated sterling out of raw stock. And so then I go in and cut paper patterns, which is what you see here.
You're telling me it's kind of like dressmaking.
Yeah, so I feel like sometimes like I'm a pattern maker in my studio, because like I work in so many different process parts, and then there become wood models that come to scale, and then I take the wood model and then I true up the skateboard. So then I go and I start playing with my color and pattern, because I never know what I'm going to get until I pick up the boxes.
That's right, and you do have a piece here that can be put together. And this is it from this material?
Correct.
So this is what, a skateboard?
So this is a recycled skateboard. It's just kind of a remnant of one. They usually come in this format right here. I usually get like a half or a whole, depending on like...
Somebody had a bad time with that one.
Like, and then depending on the break, so like when I'll go in, I take the grip tape off, I true it up, I see exactly what material's left, and then I save my scraps, and then I'll sit and start looking at like patterns. So like if I wanted to keep this word made, and I wanted to come over here and have this street patina, because to me skateboarding and the street patinas that happen is the most natural mark making in our life. I feel like it's very personal, and I feel like you're sharing the journey of where this person chose to go, and I think that there's nothing like that you could repeat.
What does it make you feel like when you see somebody actually wearing a piece of your jewelry?
It's a really cool, it's just like warms your heart, because you've become a part of them. And I think that that's probably the most special thing for someone to make that choice.
And this is your first time coming to our local
Yes.
craft show.
Yes.
So you're going to get to talk to people, and they'll get to talk to you about this process, which is wonderful. I know we don't have a lot of time to be able to do this today, so I really just wanted to kind of find out a little bit more about you. And you've got earrings, you've got necklaces, bracelets, so you work in a lot of different styles of jewelry as well.
For all gender, yes.
That people want. Well, thank you so much for sharing your talent with us today, and welcome to Richmond.
Thanks for having me,
Your first trip
Cheryl.
here?
Yeah, actually I've been several times, so I'm excited to be back.
Okay, well, welcome back to our city. The Visual Arts Center of Richmond's 53rd Annual Craft and Design Show kicks off today. It will run through Sunday at Main Street Station's newly renovated train shed. You'll find a link to more details at WTVR.com/VTM. Tara, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.